Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Podcast, the podcast that helps you improve your English through fun, real, and natural conversations. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Alex. And whether you are listening right now while walking to work, cooking in the kitchen, or maybe just relaxing on the sofa, we are so happy you are here with us today.
Yes, we really are. And before we start today's episode, we have a small request. If you enjoy learning English with Easy English Podcast, please follow us and share this episode with a friend who is also learning English.
Yes, because learning English together is always easier and much more fun. Okay, Hannah, let me ask you something before we start.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
That's a good question. I think I want to visit Greece. I have always loved the idea of sitting by the sea, eating fresh food, and just relaxing.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. I would like to visit Iceland, actually. The nature there looks absolutely amazing. The mountains, the waterfalls, the northern lights.
Oh, the Northern Lights. I wish I could see them one day. That is truly a dream of mine.
Same here. I wish I lived closer to nature in general. City life is great, but sometimes you just want quiet.
Exactly. And actually, did you notice something just now?
Oh, yes. We use three different expressions: want, would like, and wish.
Exactly. And that is exactly our topic today. The difference between want, would like, and wish.
These three expressions, they confuse so many English learners, even learners who have been studying for a long time.
That's very true, because at first they all seem to mean the same thing. They all express something you desire, something you want, right?
Right. But actually, each one is used in a different situation, and using the wrong one can make your sentence sound too direct, too formal, or even a little strange.
For example, imagine you are at a restaurant and you say to the waiter, "I want coffee."
That sentence is correct, but it can sound a little strong, a little direct, like you are giving a command.
Exactly. A native speaker would usually say something softer, like, "I'd like a coffee, please."
And that sounds much more polite and natural.
So today, we are going to break down all three: want, would like, and wish, one by one, with lots of examples and practice.
And by the end of this episode, you will know exactly which one to use in every situation.
Okay, let's start with the first expression, and the simplest one: want.
Want. This word is very direct, very simple. It just expresses a desire, something you need or plan to have or plan to do.
Think of it as the most basic way to say I desire something. For example, I want coffee. I want a new phone. I want to travel. I want to learn English.
The structure is very easy. Want plus noun or want plus to plus verb. For example, I want water. I want to sleep. I want to go outside.
And want is very common in everyday English. You hear it everywhere, in conversations, in movies, in songs.
But there is one important thing to remember about want. Hannah, do you want to tell them?
Yes, sometimes want can sound a little too strong, especially in formal or polite situations. For example, if you are in a meeting and you say, "I want to leave early today," it can sound a little rude or demanding.
Exactly. It's not terrible, it's not wrong, but it's not very polite either. And this is why native speakers often use a different expression in those situations.
And that expression is would like.
Would like. This is basically the polite version of want. It expresses the same desire, but in a softer, more gentle way.
So instead of saying, "I want coffee," you can say, "I'd like coffee." Or even more naturally, "I'd like a coffee."
Yes, native speakers almost always shorten would like to I'd like. So you will hear, I'd like some water. I'd like to order something. I'd like to speak to the manager. I'd like to learn Spanish.
The structure is the same as want. Would like plus noun or would like plus to plus verb. For example, I'd like a sandwich. I'd like to go home early.
Let's do a quick role play, Hannah. You are the waiter and I am the customer.
Okay. Hello, welcome. What would you like to order today?
Oh, I'd like a cappuccino, please.
Of course. Anything else?
Yes, I'd also like a piece of chocolate cake if you have it.
We do. Great choice.
And that conversation sounds polite, natural, and friendly.
Exactly. Now let's compare want and would like directly so you can see the difference clearly.
Okay, here we go. I want some water.
I'd like some water.
Both are correct, but the second one sounds softer, more polite.
I want a table by the window.
I'd like a table by the window, please.
Again, both correct, but the second one sounds more natural in a restaurant or hotel.
So here's the key difference. Want equals direct desire.
Would like equals polite desire.
Simple, right?
Yes, and here's a quick practice for our listeners. Which sentence sounds more polite? Sentence 1, I want a room for 2 nights. Sentence 2, I'd like a room for 2 nights.
The answer is sentence 2. I'd like a room for 2 nights. Always choose would like when you want to be polite.
Perfect. Okay, now let's talk about the third expression. And this one is quite different from the other two.
Yes, very different. The third expression is wish.
Now, wish is not used for real desires or polite requests. Wish is used for things that are difficult, impossible, or not real.
Think about it this way. When you want something or would like something, it is possible, maybe easy, to get it. But when you wish for something, it is usually not possible right now or maybe never.
For example, I wish I could fly. Obviously, people cannot fly, so this is an impossible wish.
Or, I wish I had more time. This means right now I don't have enough time and I cannot change that.
I wish I were taller. I wish I had more money. I wish I could speak 10 languages.
All of these are imaginary, unlikely, or impossible situations.
And here's something very interesting about the grammar of wish. After wish, we often use past tense even when we're talking about the present.
Yes, and this confuses a lot of learners. For example, I wish I had more free time. We are talking about right now, today, but we say had, past tense, not have.
This happens because wish expresses an unreal situation. The past tense here does not mean the past. It just shows that the situation is not real. It is imaginary.
So the structure is wish plus past tense for present, unreal situations.
Okay, let me ask you something, Alex. Is there something in your life right now that you wish were different?
Oh, yes, definitely. I wish I woke up earlier in the morning. I always set my alarm for 6, but then I press snooze again and again.
That is so relatable.
And I wish I had more time for exercise. Work always gets in the way.
I understand that completely. I also wish my commute was shorter. Every morning, I spend almost an hour just traveling to work, and I think, oh, I wish I lived closer.
That's a great example. I wish I lived closer. Right now, you don't live close, and you can't change that easily. So you use wish.
Exactly. And notice we said, I wish I lived closer, not I wish I live closer. Past tense, lived, even though we're talking about now.
That grammar point is really important to remember.
Okay, now let's go a little deeper into wish, because this word has more than one grammar pattern. And once you understand all of them, you will start noticing them everywhere, in movies, in songs, in everyday conversations.
Yes, so the first pattern we already learned. Wish plus past tense for present situations you want to be different.
I wish I knew more people in this city. I wish I had a bigger apartment. I wish I understood this grammar better.
All of these mean right now this is not true, and I want it to be different.
Okay, the second pattern is wish plus could, and we use this when we're talking about abilities or possibilities that we don't have right now.
For example, I wish I could swim. I wish I could drive. I wish I could speak French. I wish I could travel more.
These are all things that are not possible for this person right now, maybe because they don't have the skill, or the money, or the time.
Hannah, is there a skill that you wish you could have?
Oh, great question. I wish I could play the piano. I tried to learn once, but I gave up after 2 weeks.
Same story for many people. I wish I could draw, even simple things. My drawings look terrible.
And I wish I could cook more complex dishes. Right now, I can make basic things, pasta, eggs, but I wish I could make real restaurant quality food.
That would be amazing. Okay, now let's talk about the third pattern with wish. And this one, this one is used when you are a little frustrated.
Yes, the third pattern is wish plus someone or something plus would. And we use this when we want a situation to change or when something is annoying us.
For example, I wish the rain would stop. I wish my neighbor would be quieter. I wish my phone would stop ringing.
In these sentences, we are expressing frustration. We want something external, outside of us, to change.
Here is a real example. Last week, I was trying to sleep, and my neighbor was playing very loud music. And I remember lying there, thinking, I wish they would just turn it down.
Oh, that is so annoying. Did it stop?
Eventually, after midnight, I had a similar thing actually. I was on a long bus journey, and someone's phone kept ringing every few minutes, and I kept thinking, I wish that phone would stop ringing.
Yes, that is a very relatable wish. So remember, wish plus would is for when you want something outside of you to change.
Exactly. It expresses frustration or impatience with a situation.
Okay, now let's compare all three expressions side by side so everything becomes very clear.
Great idea. Let's start with want versus would like.
I want a coffee.
I'd like a coffee.
Both mean the same thing, but want is direct and would like is polite.
Use want with friends, family, in casual situations. Use would like in restaurants, shops, formal situations, or with people you don't know well.
Now let's compare want versus wish.
I want a new car.
I wish I had a new car.
Both express desire, but the feeling is different. Want sounds practical, real, possible. I want a new car, and maybe I will buy one soon.
But wish sounds more emotional, more imaginary. I wish I had a new car suggests I don't have one and it's probably difficult for me to get one right now.
Exactly. Want is about real plans and desires. Wish is about things that feel far away or impossible.
And now, would like versus wish.
I'd like to visit Japan next year.
I wish I could visit Japan.
Again, both are about Japan, but I'd like to visit Japan sounds like a real plan, something possible. Maybe I'm already saving money for the trip.
And I wish I could visit Japan sounds like something that is difficult or not possible right now. Maybe I don't have the money or the time or the vacation days.
Great comparison. So, want and would like are both for real, possible desires. The difference is just politeness.
And wish is for unreal, imaginary, or difficult situations where the thing you want is not easily possible.
Perfect. Now let's talk about some common mistakes, because there are a few errors that many learners make with these expressions.
The first common mistake is using wish for simple, polite requests. For example, some learners say, I wish to have a coffee when they are in a cafe.
And technically, this is not completely wrong, but it sounds very formal, very stiff, almost like old-fashioned English. Native speakers almost never say this in a normal conversation.
Exactly. In a cafe or a restaurant, you should say, I'd like a coffee, please, or even, I want a coffee. Both sound natural.
I wish to have a coffee sounds like you are writing a formal letter, not ordering a drink.
Yes, exactly. The second common mistake is using want instead of wish for imaginary situations. For example, some learners say, I want to fly like a bird, which is okay, but I wish I could fly like a bird sounds more natural and more expressive.
Right. When the situation is clearly impossible or imaginary, wish is the better choice.
And the third common mistake is the grammar after wish. Many learners say, I wish I have more time, but the correct form is I wish I had more time, past tense.
Yes, this is very important. After wish, for present unreal situations, we always use past tense. I wish I had, I wish I knew, I wish I could, I wish I were.
Not I wish I have, or I wish I know, or I wish I am. Those are incorrect.
Let's do a quick practice. I'll say a sentence, you tell me if it is correct or not, and why. Ready?
Ready.
I wish I have more free time.
Oh, that is incorrect. The correct form is I wish I had more free time, past tense after wish.
I'd like to travel next summer.
That is correct. It sounds like a real plan, possible and polite. Great use of would like.
I wish to order a salad.
This is not natural. It sounds very formal. It would be much better to say I'd like to order a salad or simply I want a salad.
Perfect. Great answers.
Okay, now let's create a little story and use all three expressions naturally. I love doing this part.
Yes, let's imagine a young woman named Laura.
Laura is 28 years old and she lives in a small apartment in the city. She works in an office Monday to Friday and she is very hardworking.
But Laura has many dreams. Every morning, while she drinks her coffee on the balcony, she thinks, I want to travel. I want to see different countries. I want to experience different cultures.
These are real desires for Laura. She plans to make them happen one day.
At work, she is very polite. When she's in a meeting, she says things like, I'd like to share my idea, or I'd like to suggest something different. Her colleagues like her.
And when she emails clients, she always writes, I'd like to schedule a meeting, or I'd like to discuss the proposal. Very professional, very polite.
But sometimes in quiet moments, Laura thinks about bigger things. She looks at photos of beautiful places online, and she thinks, I wish I could quit my job and travel for a whole year.
She also thinks, I wish I had more savings so I could feel more secure. I wish I lived in a bigger apartment with a real garden.
These are wishes, things that feel a little far away, a little difficult. Not impossible, but not easy either.
And on rainy Monday mornings, when the alarm rings early, Laura thinks, I wish this week would go faster. I wish the weekend would come sooner.
That is something we can all relate to.
Yes, and look how naturally Laura uses all three expressions. Want for real plans and desires, would like for polite requests, and wish for dreams and impossible things.
Exactly. Just like all of us in real life.
Okay, let's do one final practice. I will describe a situation and you choose the best expression, want, would like, or wish.
Perfect. I'm ready.
You are in a hotel and you need an extra towel. You speak to the receptionist.
I'd like an extra towel, please. Would like, because it's polite and formal.
You are talking to your best friend and you are very thirsty.
I want some water. Want. Casual, direct, with a close friend, that's perfectly fine.
You are thinking about having a talent for music, but you never learned.
I wish I could play an instrument. Wish, because it's an ability I don't have, and it's not easy to change.
You have plans to visit Paris next spring.
I'd like to visit Paris next spring. Would like, because it's a real plan, possible, and it sounds good.
And your coworker is being very noisy and you can't concentrate.
I wish he would be quieter. Wish plus would, because I'm frustrated and I want the situation to change.
Perfect. You got every single one right.
Thank you. Although I must say, these took me a while to understand too.
And that's completely normal. Learning a language takes time, and that's okay.
All right, let's summarize everything we learned today.
Want, used for direct desires, real plans, things you need or plan to have. Example, I want a coffee, I want to travel, I want a new job.
Would like, the polite version of want, used in formal situations with strangers in shops and restaurants. Example, I'd like a coffee, please. I'd like to book a cable. I'd like some information.
And wish, used for unreal, imaginary, or difficult situations, things that are not easily possible. Remember, after wish, we use past tense for present situations. Example, I wish I had more time. I wish I could fly. I wish it would stop raining.
And those are the three key patterns: want, would like, wish.
And now, our challenge for you, our listener.
Yes, we want you to write 3 sentences, one using want, one using would like, and one using wish. Write about your own life, your own dreams, your own daily situations.
Personal practice like this is the best way to truly learn and remember new expressions.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, please follow Easy English Podcast and share it with a friend who is learning English. It really helps us, and it helps your friend too.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope this episode was helpful and that you feel more confident using want, would like, and wish.
We will see you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing every single day.
Bye, everyone!
Bye!